Imagine where you live is a community center. This center is the hub of a thriving community. The reason it is thriving is because the community center allows access to everything, from freshly cooked food and education to downloading the latest gadgets on 3D printers to healthcare. The community is thriving because the community center enables access to all the things an individual needs to thrive. From a place to develop social relationships to a place to gain material sustenance and knowledge. Let's take a closer look at our community center. In the center of our community building on the ground floor is a huge restaurant, serving freshly cooked food for all at all hours. Radiating from this central hub are various spaces for various facilities. Doctor surgeries, educational facilities, entertainment spaces, and light manufacturing with 3D printing facilities where we can download our newest gadgets and recycle our old ones. Built above the restaurant is a multi-storied, fully automated vertical farm, which produces an abundance of fresh food for the community. It produces an abundance because visitors and guests are always welcome. Seems idyllic, or just seems like good old common sense? Think about it. And before we get down to the economics and politics of the community-centered community, let's have a recap of our technological abilities and catch up with some sources. Fully automated vertical farms. Farming vertically is not such a new idea, nor is automated farming. Combining the two cuts down on space needed for crop growing and reduces the need for water by up to 90%. Aquaponics is a very efficient option for those that eat fish. Aquaponics increases the yield and also allows a good stock of fish. 3D printing technology, interfacing electronic circuits to human flesh. Even apartment buildings and cars. Interesting to note that modern technological research is based around consumer technology, and hence business interest plays a very important part in the direction of the research. Arguably, we already have the technology to print out smartphones, and it is because of the existing business interests that they are not being developed right now. But arguments aside, 3D printing technology is still only in its infancy, and every day sees new advances. Back to our hypothetical community, or communities. I will use the plural now, as the world is a huge network of communities and always will be. Communities sharing their knowledge, skills, labor, services, and their resources. Communities do not exist in a vacuum. They intermarry, interbreed, and are interactive. Communities come together because of shared interests. They need to make collective decisions, and they need to share goods, services, and resources. All communities have a shared interest of security, well-being, and a healthy environment. And because of these shared interests, this global network of communities communicate and have developed amongst themselves software and programs that make up a global itinerary of services and resources, allowing the movement of goods, services, and resources where and when they are needed, and also allowing us to know the environmental footprint that our actions are causing, which in turn will enable us to counteract that environmental footprint in a positive way. This, in short, is what is known as a RBE, resource-based economy. All facilities, goods, and services are free and accessible in all communities. Let's now imagine, if we are not already, that we are 18 years of age growing up in this hypothetical world. 80% of all necessary labor has now been automated, so there are not many jobs around. But we realize that if we want to get some social respect and social status, we will need to contribute. Education is, of course, free, like everything else, and readily available. So is travel, and one might want to study and further one's interests, or do some volunteering, or one might want to discover and travel the world and spend 10 years blue skying. The world really would be your oyster. You would really be free, not subjugated to monetary concerns, not conjoined to finding a job that pays well but you don't particularly like doing. There will be no mortgage or student debt tied around your neck. You will feel free because freedom cannot be bought or sold. Freedom exists when our material needs are met and all options and choices are available to us. So, in this hypothetical situation, what would you choose to do? Is this a dream, a fantasy, or a future reality? We can already replace 80% of our labor. So it's not technology that is holding us back, but political and social will. It is said that the longest journey starts with the first step. First steps have already been taken. We have organizations like the Zeitgeist Movement and the Venus Project promoting a resource-based economy. We have social movements such as the Open Source Movement and the Free Charter Movement. We even have the Money Free Party that is underway working towards political consensus. All we need is more people supporting and promoting freedom. The future starts now. Tomorrow is colored by what we do today. Show your support and consensus for a free world and bring the free world a tiny step closer by becoming a member of the Money Free Party and increasing the political consensus for this direction. The future is ours to make.